Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where I'll be doing technical analysis and updates on big mega cap stocks. So, before we get started, please hit that like button, and 150 likes on this video would be greatly appreciated, guys. And if you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. Now, if you want to support the channel, and there will be a 4th of July special, which I'm going to go into details today, and you want to get my daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, live trading, and all kinds of setups, definitely check out my link down below in the description for Patreon. And with that being said, well, fear and greed index now actually moving up even more, 67. We're getting into that extreme greed here in this market, guys. Stock market record high once again, S&P and Nasdaq 100, and even Meta hitting a brand new all-time high. And Apple, we need to talk about it, that just broke out today. Stock market, we got Dow going up 0.63%. It was a mini gap up today, and market actually did nothing but still went up on the day. Nasdaq up 0.47%, S&P up 0.5%, and Russell pretty much staying flat just like Friday. 11 sectors you can see right here. Technology leading the way on top, financial, healthcare, communication services, utilities, and energy, consumer cyclical lagging behind right here on bottom. Stock market map, what do we have here? Well, the big show from the big stock, definitely Apple was up 3%. We saw a bit of a pullback at the end, but it's up and breaking out as of right now. Google down today over 1%, Meta hitting an all-time high and then pulling back a little bit, up 0.61%, Tesla down nearly 2%, Amazon down 1.75%, Nvidia staying flat, and Broadcom going up 2.34%, and Microsoft also staying flat on the day. Financial names also are up on the day. JPM, you got Visa, MasterCard, all that is up. Even Bank of America and Wells Fargo. Healthcare names like Eli Lilly also up 0.5%. So it's not actually a bad day in the market. Only few names that actually took some hit today. And now let's talk about the big name that we got some position on this big name that we've been talking about it for a few days, which is Apple, guys. On Apple stock, it's up 2%. So I even said it last night that Apple is about to break out and looks like it was trying to break out to the upside. We got some news today and we got some high volume. Now, I'm not going to show you guys the trade that I had on Apple. You guys already know I've been holding and I've been telling you guys that Apple is the only one that I think there is a big upside potential. And if you want to get in, this is it right here. Apple is the one that you want to get in. Now, I was talking about today in the Patreon community in my Discord that there is some sort of a bull flag going on. You can see right here, it was just consolidating. And what happened today? Well, that 203 broke today, and we got up to the next resistance right here, 207. We saw a bit of a pullback just before closing because it was trading outside the Bollinger Band. But I think we made a decision on Apple stock to move up and run higher from here. At least looking at the volume, that is the case right now. So if this thing holds over 203 tomorrow and this week and possibly breaks over 207, guys, definitely a game on. And this could be a massive catch-up trade. And why? Because look at Microsoft, look at Nvidia, look at Meta, look at S&P 500, look at Nasdaq 100, and who's lagging behind? Well, Dow Jones, right? So if this thing breaks, this could be a catch-up trade where not only it can come up and close this gap near 210, it can possibly close this gap at 221, which is going to be massive. And the position that I have, my shares are green. My calls are up 48% right now. Some people took short-term, short-dated calls, and those were up today. I'm not even going to share. Some people, so kudos to you. I mean, you're still making money in a risky way, but you made money. These calls are up over 200% today. Massive when this thing was at 207. But I think the breakout just happening. So prematurely selling it and then crying later is not the way, guys. You can see this trend line broke, this consolidation broke, and now 203 is the key line that's saying to watch. Now, if this is a fake breakout, then it will break down below this consolidation right here, which is 199. So far, that's not the case. We might see some sort of a gap up tomorrow on Apple. And remember, Microsoft, Nvidia, Meta, how much upside do we have left? Well, here in this case, there is easily another $40 to $50 to the upside that we have on Apple stock. It just we're not getting that as of right now. But we all know this is the monster that pays well, and this thing can move and go back up to previous all-time highs, or maybe even make a brand new all-time high. So time and time, over and over, do not count Apple out. Some people get frustrated, just holding their shares or position on Apple, maybe some calls, and if it's not moving, oh, it's a crap, it's trash. Patience always pays. Now, if you're new to trading and you're just somebody who just goes in and out and just back and forth, you're not gonna like holding. But that's not me. Holding is key here on a big name like Apple, because I'm not gonna go buy Nvidia now. I'm not going and buying Meta. This is the stock to buy. And I think if this breakout holds, definitely we'll see more action to the upside. And don't forget about these gaps, guys. I mean, it can easily come up and close this gap. Look at last time what happened. From these lows, it came up all the way up to almost 215, almost closing this gap. And now, if this thing moves back up to the upside, I think this could be a massive, and I mean it, massive catch-up trade where not only will close these gaps, it can go even higher up to 250 plus. So if that's the case and that's going to happen and you're selling out already, guess what? You will be chasing and you will be crying later because Apple will move. Right now, it's just one day. So we need more confirmation, but the breakout and the things that are happening on Apple stock, it's happening in the right direction, and I think it's heading higher. We also had that Bollinger Band squeeze. I talked about it in my video, last 3-4 videos that I made. And people that are subscribed to my channel and always watching my video, you guys know what I'm talking about it here. Like Apple is the stock to go, and Apple is moving now, and it can move even higher. So let's just keep our focuses on Apple and see if this stock can actually hold 203 and possibly breaks over 207. If it does that tomorrow or this week, guys, definitely we might be going up here at 210 this week on Apple stock. To the downside, 203, and then right down here 199, key support level to watch. Below that, we also have weekly support at 198. But looks like we might be hitting higher. We got some good news today, and Apple just consolidating right here and finally broke out. So if this breakout holds, it's heading definitely higher and possibly up to these gaps right up here. This one right here at 210, and then this one at 221. Happy 4th of July in advance, guys. And the special discount is on for you guys right now on Patreon, which is going to last for another 2-3 days up until 4th of July midnight, which is Friday night, 12 a.m. And it's on right there right now. And if you get into Patreon, you get 20% off instantly, no code required, and then extra 25% off with promo code 49672. So that brings up to 45% off on your annual membership, and you get all my trades. Now, if you want to go a different route, you want to join Patreon, but you want to pay a different route, there is a way also with PayPal link right down here, and that is $800 flat, nothing else. And then just let me know who you are and from where you're joining, and I'll give you all the access on my trading community, which is going to be right here. You can see swing trade, day trade, Patreon chat, and then live trading, daily, weekly expected moves. All these channels will be open for you to see what those trades are or what kind of help you need, to actually go and take a trade. So if you guys are serious about trading, time is right now. Again, this special will run out Friday night, 12 a.m. and it's on there. It's on Patreon right now. And you can also take advantage if you want to go through PayPal by using these links. And these links will be down below in the description as well. And you guys saw that Apple trade that we're still holding, and there is going to be much, much more coming in near future. So time is right now, and it's running out, and there might be no other special anytime soon. Especially, I do run these special on 4th and only like 2-3 times a year, guys. So this is it right here. If you're serious about trading, definitely check out these links and you can join, and you can also support the channel by doing that. On Meta, it's up 0.61%. So Meta gave back pretty much all the gains, only up 4.46%. And we try to close over that previous all-time high. All day was trading at 740, but finally it did close under that level because it was getting far too overextended to the upside. So now, I mean, 740 bricks, it can go up to 760, and we got up to almost 750 today. To the downside, 740 bricks, then watch out for some sort of a pullback down to 5-day moving average, 724, and then possibly down here at 709, 708, and then maybe even this gap gets filled right here at 699. But to the upside, previous all-time high did not break today, but if that breaks, it'll most likely go up and get up to 760 plus, and it can possibly go much, much higher, just like we're seeing on Microsoft. On Amazon, stock is down 1.75%. So Amazon was outside the Bollinger Band, came back in, and Amazon, I actually took a small position here, and now that position is pretty much, I think, flat, not green. It was pretty much at break even right at closing. So it's holding that 218 range. You can see these highs right here that we got rejection here. And now it's holding 218. So as long as it's over 218, 219, it can push up to 230. But if this thing breaks below that, there will be support at 216, 212, and then this gap at 210.39 on Amazon. On Google, stock is down 0.5%. So Google went back up to, look at this right here, 181. Once again, got that rejection, came back all the way down to the support 176 and went back up and now holding. So Google so far holding 176 just because one day we did not get that breakout. If this thing gets over that 181, 182 range, guys, it's moving up easily up to this 188 and then even closes this gap at some point over 200. So Google also has more upside potential as long as we're trading over this 176 range. On AMD, it's down 1.33%. So AMD just consolidating right now, and we did not even fill this gap at 138 today. So that's going to be a support level to watch. But as of right now, it's holding pretty much close to 142, which is the 5-day moving average. So watch out. As long as it's over 142, it can push back up to 148 to even 158 to close that massive gap on top. Now, if this thing breaks below 142, which is now at 141.90, then there will be support at the gap fill reversal 138.79. Underneath that, we might see a push down here on AMD. But as of right now, holding up and just consolidating for possibly the next leg up. So on Netflix, it's up 1.21% and closing at another brand new all-time high, and not even looking back at the technicals where things are just screaming overbought and still continuing. This was the last pullback we had right here, and now another brand new all-time high. So now it's closing on top of the Bollinger Band. There will be support at 1323. If this thing gives up that, there will be support near the 5-day moving average right here, 1304 to 1300. Below that, we might see a flush down to 1270, but that's not the case as of right now. To the upside, if this thing continues tomorrow, the next stop will be 1380. But if you're chasing this, I mean, this is not a good spot to be going long on Netflix, guys. On a Microsoft, it's up 0.30%. So we did hit another brand new all-time high, and the well target was hit, which is 500. So maybe they got out today. Who knows? I'll be checking those targets today again. But there was a target at 500. We talked about it. We got there today, and there is a target at 510. There is also a downside target, which is 480. And so far, we're not seeing that. So Microsoft, I mean, look at the market cap. I mean, these two are just fighting. Nvidia is just ahead of Microsoft 3.7 and Nvidia, I think 3.77, something like that. Nvidia heading towards $4 trillion market cap. Same thing goes for Microsoft. So imagine Apple joins the party, and that's why trade is not here. Trade is not on Nvidia. The trade is on Apple stock. And you guys will see that. I'm going to prove that in couple of weeks, maybe couple months, because these are longer term plays that I have on Apple, and I think it's gonna do really well in next couple months, and we might see 300-400% on that play from Apple. So Microsoft rejection at 500, holding over this 495 5-day moving average. That's key level. Underneath that, we might see some sort of a flush all the way down to 485 to 481, and then 20-day moving average also sitting at 478. Only if that gives up, it's going to roll over and possibly will come down and close some of these gaps to the downside. On Tesla stock is down 1.84%. So Tesla is down and looks like there is a well target here on Tesla, which is at 300. So I think if it gets down to 300, I might be interested buying some shares. But as of right now, I mean, we did not even fill this gap here at 309. So Tesla is still not at a good buy zone. We went back up today, and if you look at my screen, 324-ish, where the 20-day moving average sitting, and it went up to 325, got the rejection once again, and then pulling back down to 316, and that is where we close. So bottom of this range right here, 315 breaks, you're going to see this gap fill reversal can also happen at 309.83. But if that does not hold, the next key support and the well target to the downside is 300 on Tesla. Only we get over 324, then watch out for a move up to 330, and over that we might be coming back up and retesting 355 to 362 on Tesla. On Nvidia stock, it's absolutely flat on that day, but again, Nvidia just consolidating, and this is a monster of a move on Nvidia stock, guys. And the market cap, like I said, is heading towards $4 trillion here. So Nvidia here, if you look at my screen, the next well target here is 160, and there was a lot of calls coming in last week for 160 and then 180. So maybe it will take some time, consolidate right here above previous all-time high. As long as it's over 153, which is holding right now, it's technically bullish for more upside. 160 to 180 can come on a later date. Now, if this thing does not get that breakout and just consolidate and then breaks down below 153, then we have some problems right here on Nvidia, where this thing can drop possibly down to 144 to 142 and then 136. I mean, that does not look like it's going to happen anytime soon. So Nvidia, as long as it's over 153, remain bullish. But is that a good idea to go and chase here? Absolutely not. If you're gonna buy Nvidia, definitely 150, 153. That would be a zone to maybe scalp some short-term swing trade calls, maybe here on Nvidia 160 plus. Something that is cheap. But I would not go and buy in and go all in here on Nvidia, especially over previous all-time highs, where it's trading at a brand new all-time high, which is very risky. Even though we know it can go there, it has the potential, but it just risk to reward ratio is not much here unless you bought back here when this thing dropped, or maybe you got in somewhere here in the middle, or even at 140 plus you got in, you're still up on your position and you can afford to hold that as long as it's going up. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated.